Breaking news tonight out of Whitewater as police search for answers after finding a dead newborn in a field this morning. What we know at this hour. And here in Madison, the UW-Madison community coming together to honor the life of former Chancellor Becky Blank 2 weeks after her death. And a local child care center is looking back on more than 50 years of serving the community ahead of its future in a new space. Those stories and more coming up right now at 6. Thanks for joining us. We begin with breaking news out of Whitewater tonight, where authorities there tell us they found a dead newborn in a field late this morning. This was just shortly after 11 a.m. near the Twin Oaks Mobile Home Park on North Tratt Street. Right now, detectives are investigating, but Whitewater police are not sharing any more details at this time. Officials, though, are asking the community to come forward with any information if they have it. You can contact Whitewater PD at the number on your screen. That's 262-473-0555. Whitewater police are also reminding the public of the Safe Haven for Newborns legislation, a Wisconsin law that guarantees the rights of parents relinquishing custody of newborn babies 72 hours and younger. Newborns can be given up to a law enforcement officer, EMS practitioner, or hospital staff member confidentially and anonymously without the fear of legal consequences. In Lafayette County, authorities there are investigating what they call a suspicious death after an elderly woman was found dead in her Benton home earlier this week. The woman, who authorities have not yet named, was found unresponsive inside her Car Factory Road home before she was taken to the hospital and later pronounced dead. Upon learning more from family members, the Sheriff's Office and Benton Police Department have launched an investigation into the death. Authorities believe the death was an isolated incident and that there's no threat to the public. But if you have any information, you're asked to call them at the number on your screen, 608-776-4870. Back here in Dane County, the life of former University of Wisconsin-Madison Chancellor Becky Blank was honored this afternoon during her memorial service at the First Congregational Church. Just over 2 weeks ago, she passed away from cancer at the age of 67. Blank spent 9 years as the chancellor at UW-Madison, beginning in 2013 and working through last summer. She left Madison to take the president's job at Northwestern, but a cancer diagnosis eventually prevented her from serving in that role. Current Chancellor Jennifer Mnuchin says Blank was extremely generous last summer when helping her transition into the role.
When I came in as a new leader, she spent tremendous time helping me understand the university, sharing her thoughts. She was more generous than almost anybody is when they're leaving one place for another, and I'm really grateful that I got to know her over this last 6 months.
We'll have more from Becky Blank's memorial service tonight on News 3 Now at 10. We're inching closer to 6 p.m. sunsets. Tonight's sunset officially at 5:52, and daylight saving time comes to an end next Sunday morning. The longer days may have you thinking about spring, but there's still a few weeks left of winter to power through. Meteorologist Alex Harrington is on the weather patio with the First Warn forecast. Alex, will this weekend feel like spring or winter?
Hey, McKenna and folks, I think a little bit of both. I mean, we've got that light out here. It's pretty perfect on the patio, in my opinion. My Grandma Harrington, she turns 100 in June, and she says that she's pretty perfect. So I was thinking about the patio tonight. I think it's pretty perfect with the lights out here still at 6 o'clock and mild temperatures, pretty light winds. Doppler track, though, it's going to be lighting up. That's really our weather story as we go over the next 24 hours. Had a few showers kind of around the area today. If you did happen to get wet, I guess that isn't the most perfect part of the day. But temperatures as we carry on through this evening, they're going to be dipping down to around 30 as we head towards the end of the evening, and then carrying on overnight. Tonight, temperatures will dip down into the 20s, but we're tracking another weather system, McKenna and folks, that could bring a kind of a mix of spring and winter to southern Wisconsin, and even a bigger one. We'll break that all down in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Alex. Some good news to share out of Rock County. A Beloit police officer is being credited with saving a choking toddler. According to the police department, 2 officers were performing a routine traffic stop yesterday when they were flagged down by a woman running and yelling for help. The woman, carrying a 2-year-old girl that was not breathing, told officers the child had just eaten pizza and may have been choking. One officer delivered several back blows to the child, and after about a minute, the girl began crying, a sign that she was no longer choking. Childcare is a big talker as of late, and if you're a parent, you know that affording a sitter or daycare can sometimes be a challenge. And for providers, sometimes there just isn't enough room for every child. That's a problem felt here in Madison, where the Red Caboose Child Care Center, which has served the community for more than 50 years, is now on the move, in need of a larger space. New at 6 tonight, our Andrew Banstra visited the center's open house and shares how this daycare community is celebrating the past 5 decades of service while looking ahead to new beginnings.
For 50 years, the Red Caboose Daycare Center has been shaping young minds into new leaders in our community. And after 50 years, saying goodbye is bittersweet.
After 50 years on the 600 block of Willie Street, today's open house invited old students to celebrate memories. They'll be moving to a larger facility on Winnebago Street just down the road in the coming months that will triple their capacity. The daycare, founded by a group of parents in 1972, has always been diverse as well, serving nearly 40% children of color.
Huge demand for childcare. I think everyone's aware of that. And so tripling our capacity is going to allow us to reach out to the underserved communities. We're moving into a new neighborhood, people we haven't served before. We're really excited about reaching out and helping more families.
And for Wendy, who worked here for 50 years.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I just keep on seeing these people walking by. I'm going to just have to go give them a hug pretty soon.
This move has been in the works for almost a decade, and the new facility will be 21,000 square feet with 38 affordable apartment units.
And while they'll miss this building, seeing old friends means their memories will never die. In Madison, Andrew Banstra, News 3 Now.
Let's take a look now at 2 of the top stories you're likely reading about online. Getting a lot of clicks and interest tonight is actor Tom Sizemore, who died in California late last night, surrounded by his brother and 2 sons. According to a spokesperson for the family, Sizemore suffered a brain aneurysm as a result of a stroke at his Los Angeles home last month. Since then, he had been in a coma at St. Joseph's Hospital in Burbank. Sizemore is known for his roles in Saving Private Ryan and Black Hawk Down. He was 61. Another story gaining a lot of national attention. The NBA is investigating Memphis Grizzlies star Ja Morant for allegedly brandishing a gun in a social media post. Morant went live on his Instagram account and was seen pointing a gun toward the camera. Officials with the Grizzlies say Morant is going to, quote, be away from the team for the next 2 games as the league investigates and considers any disciplinary action. New at 6, it may not seem like it, but the 2024 presidential election is getting closer. And now there's a new Democratic candidate, as author Marianne Williamson has formally announced her White House bid. This is her 2nd run for president, following an unsuccessful campaign in 2020. Williamson launched her 2024 campaign at Union Station in Washington, D.C. The presidential hopeful says she's motivated to explore another run, in part by what she says is the influence of corporate money on the political system, leading to economic injustice for millions of Americans.
This country is drowning in information and starving for understanding.
The 70-year-old author has never held a political office. Still to come tonight at 6, if you're considering an international vacation next year, you'll want to learn why you may have to think about getting a visa if you want to travel to the European Union. And new tonight at 10, teeing off on Odana Golf Course, as special perks were offered today during a party to kick off the local golf season. We'll be right back on News 3 Now.
You've been together for so long. Now it could be the end. Fortunately, you took your 6 sewing machine to the Electric Needle. They have the skills to fix most machines within 7 to 10 days. Find sewing success at the Electric Needle on the frontage road of Seminole Highway.
There are so many things we take for granted. So many things. And along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for their survival for granted too. The elderly, disabled, the veterans, people on limited and fixed incomes, or folks that lost jobs in sectors hardest hit during the pandemic. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? Some people just can't come back. And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind, struggling to keep their heat, water, and power on. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our heat, water, and power providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
A convicted felon kidnapped and raped a 15-year-old girl, abducting her off the street in broad daylight. Judge Janet Protasewicz could have sentenced him to 20 years. Instead, she put him back on our streets.
What detractors would say is you having been soft on a violent sexual crime.
I would say that that's ridiculous.
Judge Protasewicz puts our families at risk, and putting her on our Supreme Court, that's what's ridiculous. Fair Courts America is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Congratulations! It's a new sewing machine from the Electric Needle. It's more accurate than older models and has hassle-free threading. Plus, it comes with free unlimited owner's lessons. Find sewing success at the Electric Needle. Frontage Road off Seminole Highway.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. Police in Baraboo say they have arrested a 49-year-old as part of a child pornography investigation. That person is now facing charges. Baraboo police say the Sauk County Emergency Response Team served a search warrant at the residence the man was in, and inside found child porn and a gun. Another arrest was made as well, a 73-year-old man taken into custody for being a felon in possession of a firearm. A reminder, we're choosing not to name these men as part of a newsroom policy, refraining from naming people accused of crimes until they've been formally charged. In health news tonight, Eating Disorders Awareness Week continues through Sunday, and people across the country are finding ways to bring attention to this topic. Gunderson Health System clinical health psychologist Dr. Afton Cabal says eating disorders can cause distress and can be challenging to navigate. She says guilt, shame, and malnourishment often impact those who are trying to make positive changes. Dr. Cabal suggests a good first step is to speak with your primary care provider.
So here at Gunderson, we have an excellent eating disorder treatment team that's multidisciplinary. We have dietitians, psychologists, therapists, medical professionals, nurses on our team to really help support the whole person and to treat eating disorders for both adults and children.
The National Eating Disorders Association has seen a 107% increase in contacts since the start of the pandemic. Dr. Cabal says while eating disorders are common, taking the first step, like talking to your doctor, can empower people to feel good in their own skin. More local news just ahead at 6 as tickets are on sale for Forward Madison FC. It's announced a new ticket package specifically targeted toward families with young children. We'll share what's special about it and what's included next. And Alex is back with another check of the First One forecast. Stay with us. We'll be right back on News 3 Now.
Everybody wants a wider smile because having white teeth projects self-care, confidence, and attractiveness. Whether you're on the dating scene, interviewing for a new job, or simply looking to improve your smile, what you need is Power Swabs. Power Swabs is as easy as snap, swab, and smile. You'll notice 2 shades whiter teeth in 5 minutes and 6 shades in 7 days.
The thing I love about Power Swabs is the convenience. I mean, just you break it open, just rub it on your teeth, just like you're brushing your teeth. Let it sit there for a little bit, and you're done.
So I noticed I have a lot more stains on the sides right here. So with the Power Swab, I was able to go in there and really make sure that I was getting that coverage, and it really did work.
Just snap the stain out swab to remove stains from natural teeth as well as caps, crowns, and veneers. Then snap the whitening swab to whiten your teeth 6 shades in 7 days. Finally, smile and show off your pearly whites.
It's 5 minutes in the morning and I'm out the door, and it's amazing. It's a week's worth of 5 minutes a day, and I couldn't be happier with the results.
With Power Swabs, there's no messy strips, trays, or lights that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Whether you smoke or drink coffee, tea, or wine, Power Swabs is sure to lift those stains with 0 to minimal sensitivity. Just a simple 5-minute application, and each day you'll be 1 step closer to smiling with confidence.
Having shades lighter on my teeth in such a short period of time, it almost feels like cheating, to be honest with you, and it tickles me that you can get those kind of results in that short a time period.
Try Power Swabs today and get 50% off your order and free shipping. Plus, get a free Quick Stick pen to remove those coffee, wine, or smoking stains on the go. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
Not attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms. If you or a loved one were stationed at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987 and were later diagnosed with cancer, Parkinson's disease, or other serious health effects, call right now.
Call 1-800-336-0524.
For back pain, I've always been a take 2 and call in the morning guy. But my new doctor recommended Salonpas. Without another pill upsetting my stomach, I get powerful, effective, and safe relief. Salonpas, it's good medicine.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
You'll soon have to pay if you want to travel to the European Union. The European Travel Information and Authorization System will require all non-EU passport holders to get pre-trip permission to enter the EU. That does include travelers coming from the United States. The permission will last for 3 years and will cost €7, which is approximately $7.43 based on Friday's exchange rates. This new policy was supposed to launch by November of this year, but has been pushed back to 2024. Bringing it back to southern Wisconsin now, a local nonprofit is featuring some local destinations and businesses it wants you to check out this year. Dane Buy Local has announced its first Shop Local tour, where you'll be chauffeured around town to eat. This tour will feature 10 different destinations throughout the year. The first one is set for Wednesday, March 22nd. It'll include stops at Bandit Tacos and Coffee, Feed Kitchen, Orange Tree Imports, Delta Beer Lab, and other locations. A $49 ticket will get you transportation and samples at each spot, plus a fun goodie bag. This tour runs from 4 until 8 p.m. that night. If you want to buy tickets, just visit danebuylocal.com. If you're looking for fun for the whole family, consider a 3-game family ticket package to see Forward Madison FC. 3 games this season, one in late April, one in late July, and another in late September, are all family night matches with earlier kickoff times for families with small children who want to watch a soccer game but without having to stay up past their bedtimes. Each family night will feature a balloon artist, a face painter, and a petting zoo. Also included in the package, a meal voucher and summer scarf, which is necessary for any club supporter. To learn more about the package, look for this story over on channel3000.com. A warm summer night under the lights at Bree-Stevens sounds pretty good, Alex, but first, we got to get out of this winter.
Yeah, we have some progress, I think, to make before we get to summer-like temperatures, but relatively speaking, it was a gorgeous day across all of southern Wisconsin. Always good to start off with the weather track here to pinpoint where are things coming from. I always like to look upstream in our river of air. That's where our weather systems ride on, is the jet stream. So we look off towards the north and towards the west, out towards Portland, north of San Francisco, the Salt Lake City area. This is the weather system, this dip in the jet stream that's going to be moving towards the east, towards southern Wisconsin. It's the next weather maker, and it's on its way. Across the upper Midwest right now, not too bad. Those few scattered showers we saw in some parts of southern Wisconsin, they're kicking off to the east and off to the west again. That weather system cloud starting to stream out ahead of it in the Plain States. The 3 things that you need to know from the First Warn Weather Team, well, it's going to be a breezy and mild conditions on your Sunday, watching the scattered rain showers, maybe some wet snow and a clap or two of thunder as we go later into Sunday. And then as we head into Monday, that storm will kick on out of here, but it will stay breezy across the area. That's weather system number 1 this week that the First Warn Weather Team is watching. Look at, again, possibility of some scattered snow showers and some rain showers and maybe a thunderstorm or 2 as we go into that Sunday night going into Monday time frame. Later in the week, we're watching a bigger weather system that could bring a mix of freezing rain, sleet, and snow to the area. And breezy conditions, definitely something to stay tuned to the live broadcast, channel3000.com, and of course, the First Warn Weather app. We'll use our friend, the future track model here, taking the temperatures down into the mid to upper 20s tonight, and we'll go into the 30s and then into the 40s as we go into your Sunday. Knocking on the door right about this time, could see some scattered showers entering southwestern Wisconsin. Look at this. As we go into your Sunday night, scattered showers, thunderstorms, maybe a bit of that wet snow before that system then exits as we go into Monday, but it will be mild on your Monday. Friends of the Climate Prediction Center saying, hey, the likelihood of seeing above normal precipitation stays up there as we carry on later into the week, going into the weekend and out in the next week. And with temperatures cooling down into that critical zone in the low to mid 30s, our chances of the winter precipitation start to go up. We'll do 26 tonight, seasonable variable cloudiness. And then as we go into your Sunday, hang on to your hats, folks. The winds are going to ramp up out ahead of that weather system. We'll go for 47. Here's that weather system as we go into Monday. Temperatures get up to about 50. Kicks on out of here. Temperatures stay pretty mild midweek. And then that next weather system that we're watching, McKenna and folks, that's going to be moving in as we head into that Friday, Saturday time frame. So it stays busy, as I've been saying, in the weather department.
It's very busy, whether it's winter, spring weather, whatever it is. Seems like you guys are always just running around. Maybe one day we'll get a break.
Yeah, we'll get a little breath at some point.
All right. Thanks, Alex.
You bet.
In more news across the U.S. tonight in Idaho, a stuck snowmobiler had an encounter on the trails with a moose who happened to have a temper. The incident, which happened on Wednesday, was all captured on camera. Evan Thomason brings us the story.
Watch as this moose attacks a snowmobiler. It was too close for comfort, and it all happened so quick for Jeremiah and his brother.
We were going up to Palisades for the day, up to Hot Springs, so we were riding along the trail, and my brother got ahead of us on the snowmobile, and as he got ahead of us, this moose came out and got between us.
They thought the moose would go on its way across the trail in the direction it was facing, but it stopped.
It started getting agitated, so I put my sled in reverse, and then I looked behind, but my boy had pulled up right behind me, and he was on an older sled. He couldn't go reverse, so we were kind of stuck. So the moose charged us.
Thankfully, that attack was a false alarm. The moose then surprised them by going for the other brother ahead. It turned into a game of intimidation. Jeremiah's brother tried to act big by extending his arms, yet it didn't work.
Moose jumps right onto the snow machine, and then they're both kind of stunned. The moose is on the ground, and then the moose comes up, and its face is covered in snow, and then there's this weird standoff for a second where they're staring at each other. And then I started moving forward on my snow machine to scare it off in case it attacked again, and then it ran off.
The moose and Jeremiah's brother were not hurt from the incident. The snowmobile did take a beating and was fixed soon after.
What we should have done is when the moose got in trail, we should have, he was going to charge, the moose was going to charge us no matter what. So once it was a false charge, we should have gotten our sleds turned around, and then my brother should have given it more space and just given it space to do its thing. It just happened really fast.
Reporting in Ryrie, I'm Evan Thomason.
Still ahead, it's Championship Saturday for state hockey. Two local teams with a chance to come home champs. Jordan has those highlights up next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You've got this. Your big moment on their big day. The dress? Another one you'll never wear. Gift? Practical. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free overdraft protection transfers. So when you get invited to your third destination wedding in as many months, we'll be there with you.
When we first met Todd, we thought Jen was kidding.
You've got this with Associated Bank.
Tomorrow is more than just a fresh start. Tomorrow is a long time coming. It's continuing the work we started over 20 years ago by growing our investments in solar and wind. Bridging to a sustainable energy future.
To all the Chevy Silverado owners out there, the adventurers and the doers, thank you for making Chevy Silverado the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup.
It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all Silverado 1500 pickups. And current Chevy owners get $2,500 cash allowance on this Silverado with a turbo high-output engine.
Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. Call today for free information.
Call 800-550-5543.
News 3 Now is taking action, reaching out to our community to lend a helping hand.
taking action by teaming with our neighbors and local leaders to help make this amazing community we share a better place to live.
Taking action for South Central Wisconsin. News 3 Now.
It's not over till it's over. That's exactly how the Verona boys hockey team played to earn a spot in the Division I championship game. The Wildcats got the overtime win just 24 hours ago, knocking out the two-time defending champs. But if Verona wants to bring home the D1 hardware, they got to get past undefeated Notre Dame first. Now, Tritons are quick to attack. They're up 2-0 midway through the first period when Sam Capel buries his second goal of the game to make it 3-0, heading into the first intermission. Now, Verona is hungry to cut into that deficit, so they're going to get the puck to Lars Bratsman. He rips it off the boards, cuts behind Notre Dame's goalie to make it 3-1. But the Tritons catch fire late, and they win the title 8-2. And in Division II, Oregon hoping to bring home the title in their first ever trip to state, taking on New Richmond this morning. And the Tigers don't waste any time. After taking a 2-goal lead, Ben Hahn makes it 3-0. But Oregon would get one back. Late in the first, James Shervin puts the puck in its place. But that's where the rally ends for the Panthers. They fall 5-1 and finish the season as runner-up. Last week, wrestlers across the state had one job and one job only: worry about the wrestler in front of them and secure an individual state title. This week, it was the teams that went head-to-head in the state team wrestling duels. Now, Fenimore looking to defend their D3 title. Got off to a rocky start against Shockton. Then it's Brett Birchman who rights the ship in the 113 weight class. Just over a minute in, he gets the pin, and that kick-starts the Eagles' rally. And Amron Nutter would keep it going in the exact same fashion. He beats Isaiah Sanchez by fall. Now, bonus points if you can guess how Brecken Munch won in the 126 bout. Now, if you said by fall, you were right. Fenimore runs it back, winning the D3 championship 43-18. In D2 hoops, McFarland trying to get back to state for the first time since 1999, and Union Grove wouldn't stop them. Tegan Mulaney gets the easy 2 to drop to push the Spartans' lead to double digits, and there was no looking back. Deep in the first frame, Ava Dean bullies her way to the hoop for the deuce. That makes it a 21-point lead. McFarland would not let up. Sparty punches their ticket to the Resch Center with a 70-51 win. And checking in with Jerry Kelly and Steve Stricker at the Colgard Classic, solid round for Strick. He opens with 3 birdies, and here on 17, he sinks his 7th of the day. He currently sits 3rd on the leaderboard with a behind 3 shots off the lead. And Kelly was back 9 spots, finishes the round with 4 birdies and 3 bogeys.
All right, before we close up tonight, Alex, sounds like we might have some weather coming our way, but spring-like weather, it sounds.
Yeah, a mix of a little bit of spring, a little bit of winter. Let's go to Doppler track right now. Not a whole lot out there now, but as we look at about this time tomorrow, we're going to have some scattered showers knocking on our doorstep. We could be looking at some thunderstorms tomorrow night, maybe mixed in with a little bit of sleet, a little bit of snow. So I guess we'd call that the potpourri of precipitation types across southern Wisconsin. And that's weather system number 1, a bigger weather system for later next week.
And are we going to be looking at winter weather next week?
Yeah, the weather system later in the week's looking more winter-like for sure.
So not out of the woods yet then?
Nope, we're going to see a little bit more winter, I think, in our neighborhood.
All right, I guess we'll just stick with it. Thanks, Alex, and thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you back here with more news coming up tonight at 10.